as always guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that bell to be notified for future videos.
Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the Fish Tank. I am Cole, and today we are working on this Matchbox Ford Galaxie made by Lesney. And today we are working with Killer of R&R in a buddy build. And today's buddy build theme is Moonshine Runner vehicle. So the main objective was take an old police car casting and create it into a vehicle that would be used to run moonshine in the 60s or the 70s. So I decided to take this old Ford Galaxie police car and transform it into something that could be useful for a moonshine runner. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, so we have already taken apart this Ford Galaxie, and what we have here is a pretty simplistic interior with a fella in it. We got a casting with glass that I later found out was riveted inside, so we're going to have to drill that out, and a suspension piece. I just call them suspension pieces. I don't know what you guys call them, but I think they're just called a suspension piece. And a base that's not too bad. Frankly, all this base really needed was to be cleaned up, and it would have been perfectly fine just the way it is. But that's not what we're doing here. We're doing different things. So like I said, we are going to first drill out this glass. Just go very, very slow. Take your time and just ease that glass piece out. It will pop out. Alright guys, like I said, what we're going to do to this car today is we're going to change it from what it was. Not by much, just enough. We're going to give it custom wheels, we're going to give it custom decals, we're going to give it a fresh paint job, and then we're going to put it back together because they need it to run moonshine. Pretty much after we take it apart and start this adventure, we just got to grab the brand new chum bucket and toss it in there, give it a quick shake, and let it sit for a couple days just so it could, you know, get rid of that paint. So now we're going to just jump right to the base. So my plan pretty much is to carefully take off these old wheels, and I quickly found out that I failed taking these off carefully, because I forgot that metal gets hot, and so does a metal disc blade, and pretty much what happened was it melted those tires right in my hand and into my lap. So that wasn't really too fun, but otherwise it was a pretty easy process. So pretty much the wheels I decided to go with, I got it off of that build it yourself kit of the Dodge van, if you guys remember a couple videos back. This was probably November, I believe, and pretty much we're just going to use the second set of those wheels because they were small enough, thin enough, and I didn't have to do much screwing around. Funny enough, I actually had to extend the back wheels by cutting a bit of them off because I realized that they were rubbing when I was putting them on, and you can maybe kind of see it there, but I didn't think it'd be an issue until the final putting it together stage, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna cut this off. So on the camera, off camera, we just decided to take just a small little hair off, and it made the world of difference. The smallest little cuts and changes really do improve these cars more than you'd ever know, especially something you're really not going to see unless you straight up turn it over. So as you guys see here, we did cut out our new axles. We just used some metal tubing, and we're just going to glue our wheels on. Just something really easy and simple. I didn't really want to go through using proper axles. I just thought I'll just make my own, just a little super glue and the right length, and these work out fine. So I did have to measure these a couple times because I did end up using too much axle on the second wheel here, as you see here, and yes, it looks fine, but since the casting is so it's kind of tight.
Meanwhile, back in the fish tank.
So after we really just cleaned the car, polished it, and painted it, we're gonna move on to some decals. So as you guys see here, I went with these, like, I don't know, like these 90s hot rod flames that were provided from SoMo Diecast, mind you. He does really great work on decals, and I bother him a lot to provide some decals, and I appreciate it so much, Ron. But I got these for a project a handful of years ago, and I used them, but I had some extra, and I thought, why not use them again for this project? I feel like someone who would have a moonshine car, yeah, probably wouldn't have something like this that would stand out like this, but we're different here. We like to be outside of the box, so I thought these little flames would be perfect for this occasion. And honestly, it's just the littlest things that make these cars stand out so freaking well. I hope you guys agree. So after we're done with that, we're going to let that dry, and then we're going to clear coat it. But it's time to give this car a little detail. So pretty much what we did was I just grabbed the thinnest brush I possibly had, and pretty much we're just going to use this matte black tester's paint, and we're just going to lightly brush it on. Don't need much, doesn't need to be perfect. And after we got done with that, we are going to do what we do with most of our cars nowadays and add a little yellow paint to the headlights. Later down the road, we did do our chrome pen off camera, and right now we are going to add our Sharpie. I don't know, I was talking to Killer of R&R, and I was telling him sometimes you don't want to use paint. Sometimes you just rather use a Sharpie. It's really easy, you really can't mess it up, and honestly, in my opinion, I think the Sharpie goes on a lot better than paint. Alright guys, let's go see what we started with. Alright guys, if you remember, this is what we started with. It was pretty beat up. It needed some work, but that's why it was here today for our invite. It was a perfect little car for this invitational. The rules were simple. Needed to be something that can transport moonshine, and it needs to be an old police car casting. I think we followed those rules pretty well today. Alright guys, let's go see what we finished with. Here is our final results for the Moonshine Runner Buddy Build with Killer of R&R. So as you guys see here, everything is completed. The lights back up in there. We used original glass. The car has been completely repainted, detailed out the yin-yang as much as you can for this casting. And we also cleaned up the front end, painted the grille, did the lights, and we also cleaned the rear bumper and did the taillights as well. Guys, this was a load of fun. I had a lot of fun doing this little invite with Killer of R&R. If you guys want to, please go check out his channel. His link will be down below. He's a really cool kid. He's a beginner in the craft here, so please just make sure to go give him some love and check out his video very, very soon. Alright guys, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you have a great weekend. Another video is coming out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Bye guys.